My Gavanen and well met, I'm Arakir Galadithrin, head of Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to the Northern Dúnedain reclamation of Eriador. I'm taking off exactly where I ended the last one. So a solid victory by Boron the Chivalrous now means that the bridge from Carn Dum and Litash is secured, and Shadun will remain in our hands for the foreseeable future. And Gandalf awaits, striking at Carn Dum from the fort along the river there.
Your will, my lord.
Yorlis is heading across, and Derafin is about to besiege Baretta. But until then,
yes,
we have a few little minor housekeeping things to do, such as getting more diplomatic information from these nations.
To discuss with us?
We don't want trade rights, actually, but I'll take map information if you've got some going. Yes. Kirithungul, Mount Doom.
Farewell.
Baretta and the Black Gate. If anyone has ever seen the animated Lord of the Rings by Ralph Bakshi from the 70s, first of all, I would heavily suggest that you watch it just for the absolute incredible, and by incredible I mean awful, songs that the film has. They are so laughable, but they are also so catchy. But mostly as well, you can watch it for the sheer lack of knowledge that the film has. For example, it pronounces every C as a C instead of as a K, and you would just think that a film of that sort of scale would do even just a modicum of research into this subject matter, but they don't. So all of their pronunciations are completely wrong. I mean, granted, I'm not like a pronunciation Nazi who's going to be calling people up when they say things wrong. It's only the odd little rule that I flag to certain people, but a film getting it wrong is just beyond me, absolutely beyond me. But the films are so funny, they're so worth a watch. Particularly, personal highlight for me is the Bard of Gondor, or the Minstrel of Gondor, and his song called Frodo of the Nine Fingers. I mean, even if you don't want to watch the film, just look up that song. It's hilarious. It's hilariously awkward and bad. But it's a funny little film, and it's certainly worth a watch. But it does it completely strays from the book in a lot of places. But in our warm-up for Carn Dum, the rebel scum from Baretta are planning their attack. They have got very few units. We've got quite good units. So we shall dive in.
Men to arms.
What of the dawn? They jeered. We are the Uruk-hai. We come to kill by sun or moon. Helm's Deep. Yeah, in the books, the orcs talk a lot more than the films would have you believe.
Await my orders.
They're not mindless rabble that just roam about grunting at each other. They do talk a lot, and they talk in completely normal English, and it completely threw me when I first read the books, because I am ashamed to admit that I discovered the books after the films. But then mostly that's just because I'm not very old. So, for me, the book I didn't read very much when I was younger, and I didn't really come across books of that type of nature for quite some time. So the films highlighted that the books existed for me rather than the other way around. But yeah, there's quite a lot of things that catch you off guard in the books. Well, we've killed almost half of the peasant archers before battle is even joined, but the sword militia are quite good. A leftover from Medieval 2, as you can see. They are just plain Medieval 2 units. But the quality is not too bad on them. They do look quite good even for a plain unit. The Dúnedain Wardens stand ready. Lumbermen get a much better attack if they charge, so charge in. Oh, they're having second thoughts. Well, who wouldn't have second thoughts when that's what you're facing? It's raining. It is quite literally raining on them. Oh, the lumberman charge. Oh, that was a great strike from that guy. Look, he's flattened him. No, I do like strike infantry. They're right up there with my favourite type of infantry. They're not utilising their full strength, so spin men round and flank them on the sides. Perfect. Should we watch the final few peasants die? Oh, he's died in his rather screamy nature. I always think the peasants look a bit odd because some of them have bright blonde Scandinavian-esque hair, and then some of them have darker, like Greek-style hair, and then there's the light-haired coloured ones in between. And I think it's because the peasants are everywhere on the original map, so they needed hairstyles that would cover everywhere on the map. So
The
they've got
enemy army flees the awed by the victory we
they've
have.
got such a broad stroke with their hairstyles. It's incredible. This, Gandalf, was Glamdring, foe hammer that the King of Gondolin once wore. Now, a few people did write on the Imladris overview video. I was talking of why Glorfindel is returned to Middle Earth and Ecthelion is not.
My lord.
A brief rundown in this video as well. Ecthelion kills the Lord of the Balrogs, who is called Gothmog, and he falls defending the folk of Gondolin as they flee from Gondolin, and he kills Gothmog in the ensuing battle, and they fight in the Great Fountain of Gondolin. Whereas Glorfindel kills a few Balrog whilst the people of Gondolin are retreating. So they've already fled from Gondolin, and they're now, I believe, just in the mountain passes on their way out. And that's when Glorfindel kills a few of his Balrog. And so my question was, why is Glorfindel returned, but Ecthelion isn't? When Ecthelion, it could be argued, has a greater impact on the enemy than Glorfindel does. And he saves quite a lot of people by dropping the Lord of the Balrogs. And as some people have suggested, it seems to be that Glorfindel's actions were more in line with what the Valar wanted, essentially, of the world. So he's brought back and Ecthelion isn't. So it's an interesting, certainly an interesting take on it.
We can go no further today.
Angmar's forces are beginning to muster now that they realise that we are a stone's throw from their capital. The fortress of Baretta has fallen, as we had hoped. We shall leave behind one unit of woodland hunters and head out to take Bari Donionak,
As you wish.
which is a wooden castle, one stage higher than Baretta. We need a general over here because I'm not going to be able to live with that darkness in the corner there. And that's going to need to be covered. So, who's the most freely available? Not really sure. Ah, and there's our Arthedain Swordmasters, helping us lose money since the beginning of the game.
By your command.
No, since the beginning the game doesn't really work, but that was meant to be like a helping England's economy since 1970, and they have done the reverse. They have helped us lose money since 2997 of the Third Age.
Your will, my lord. As you wish.
Nimradan. I wonder if Gandalf will be attacked. I don't think so, because they'll see that they've got a higher chance of success if they hold Carn Dum. Boron, for the meanwhile, can just hold on the bridge. He'll get a huge bonus if he holds on the bridge, and they'll just basically ride to their death if they attack him. Oh, I forgot about my diplomat again. Mordor have taken Eastern Osgiliath, as it goes similarly in the book. But it won't be long before they cross, although the invasion being in Caras Galadhon means that Mordor have probably sent 2, maybe 3 full banner armies north, which does ease some of the pressure off of Gondor. And whilst Enedwaith are engaged with Dunland at war, that is also easing some of Gondor's western pressure. Our victory objectives are to take 30 regions, to defeat Dunland, to defeat Isengard, to defeat Mordor, and to defeat the forces of Angmar. But we do not have to defeat the Orcs of the Misty Mountains, the goblins.
My lord. By your command.
Right, he's now only a turn away, so you 62, I might as well take you as well actually. Can join the main army.
Merging armies, my lord.
Oh, and Gandalf's prepared. They have sent some troops out. Oh, they've sent quite a lot of troops out.
Your orders.
Let's besiege.
As you command.
Take a couple of them because there's quite a few gates in Carn Dum.
Yes.
Nimradan.
My lord.
Continue moving.
As
What's
you
by doing?
wish.
4? No, we'll be alright.
Marching to war.
Have we got anyone soon to come of age? 11, 10, 8, 3, 15. Calamir's going to come of age soon. Halbarad's son. And there's Gandalf. Oh no, that's the original Gandalf, of course. So when Gandalf was the Grey, he was adopted by Halbarad. But upon his death, Halbarad has rejected him, and he's been then adopted by Amleth the Brave. And he is our current heir. And under him are 3 adopted sons, one of which is dead. And that's it. Oh no, he's got a daughter, Guhian. It isn't unheard of that a Maya might interact with a Eruhini, a child of Iluvatar, and we know this from Melian the Maya, the queen of Doriath, the hidden realm in Beleriand. She marries king of the elves, Elwë.
Yes, my lord.
There is something you wish to speak of? I accept. Something further for me to
Part
hear
of the reason
then?
why the Sindar stay in Beleriand, actually. In fact, pretty much the reason why the Sindar stay in Beleriand is because they spend ages
Very
there
well.
because their king has fallen
There
in
is
love with
merit
them.
you bring words with me.
Oh, Barett Harn is still held by Dol Amroth. Northern Mirlond. But Harad are doing very, very well. Unfortunately, in an attempt to make the campaigns in the south a little interesting, sometimes, I broke the alliance between Harad and Umbar at the beginning of the game, and I kind of made them not like each other. But either that change was either written over accidentally or on purpose by a team member, or Umbar and Harad just automatically renew their alliance immediately after turn 1.
Yes. We can go no further today.
But it would have been interesting every now and then to get the odd campaign where Umbar decide that they should be ruling over the forces of Harad, and so they turn on them, but it's very difficult to make that situation occur. But I did try, but obviously it's just not come off, unfortunately. I might look into it again and try and make it happen again. Because there's whilst Umbar are under the thumb of Mordor, and Sauron is essentially their direct ruler, they would still harbour, I say would, using the break of the law that the game permits us. I imagine that they would harbour some sort of resentment towards the lesser clans of Harad. Because for a great time, the Black Númenóreans of Umbar ruled over the clans of Harad, and then the usurpers from Gondor mingled with the clans of Harad. So the Umbarim now are a mixture of Haradrim and Gondorians or Númenóreans. But, brief interlude, it would appear that it's either frozen or the Galathrim turn is taking so long because of the invasion. Although when it freezes like this, the likelihood is that there's a unit trying to attack someone on the other side of a river, yeah, just like that. And so it's not actually frozen, but what's happening is the game slows down, because whenever a unit tries to cross a river but can't, so not to cross a river, sorry, to give you a bit of information about it, I'll zoom over there and I'll show you what I mean. But the Anduin is not a river in the game's files, it's considered an ocean. So where we've done land bridges, they're basically hacks. The Medieval 2 allows, but they're not strictly bridges. So if a unit tries to cross the Anduin, and there's a unit directly on the other side, or it doesn't actually have enough movement points to cross the Anduin, it has enough movement points to get halfway across the Anduin, but not all the way, then there's a small little bug where it will return to the other shore, but then because it's the AI, it will recognise that it still has movement points, and it will try and cross the Anduin again. And each time it does that, the game ignores the fact that you've sped up character movement, and it slows right down, so you watch the unit literally just walk slowly across the Anduin, get to the other bank, turn around, and then walk back across again. And it will do that continuously until it runs out of movement points. And so that is why it just appeared like it had frozen, because a unit was essentially just crossing the Anduin backwards and forwards over and over and over and over until it ran out of movement points. So do not despair. If your game freezes, it's likely it will carry on. It's only when your game crashes that you know you've probably bit the bullet, unfortunately. Now, the forces of Angmar here, to talk about this, have made a terrible mistake, and they've sallied immediately when they don't even have that many troops. So, Lunrad's got some ballista. We'll take those out with Gandalf's cavalry. Otherwise, he's absolutely no threat. Macrolg has got one unit of archers, but otherwise basic units. And then Captain Gorel, other than the Guardians of Carn Dum, he's just got nothing. So this battle should be really in the bag. But Lunrad is attacking us, so we'll be flanked from the right and the left. So we'll want to pull back. And Gandalf we will want to send to the left-hand side of the map, because that's where the ballista the ballistae will be coming from. So there's a little brief bit of information for you from a modder's perspective as to why the game freezes sometimes. Alternatively, of course, it could just have been that because Carascalathon is in a very map-restricted area due to the dense trees. Dense trees you can't move through, so the AI may well have just been repeatedly attacking Carascalathon. There could be like 9 armies around Carascalathon, we don't know, so it might just be because of that. Either way, it didn't crash, so we move on. We are in such a good position. Look at this mountaintop. We're going to be attacked from the right-hand side, which will be down there, and we're going to be attacked from the left-hand side, all the way over here. Apologies if it's jarry, I do apologise for that. So that one will come in from the side. So we'll chuck Gandalf over there to get rid of those ballistae, and otherwise we are going to sit pretty on top of one of these hills and just rain absolute hell down on our enemy. I'm thinking on top of this one because then we'll get full sight of the enemy and they won't be able to reach us yet. So we'll get our Dúnedain because they've got the most range. See if we can stand on this hill. Ah, yes, we totally can. What's the lowest? Because they will not be able to climb this hill. So we'll litter the hill like clansmen. Oh no, some of you will have to shoot into the others, so go above them. Oh no, you might be alright there actually. Look, they're all hidden as well. It's going to be the ultimate mountain ambush. The rest of you we will place slightly more on the plain style region. Just that's perfect there. And then once they come around the edge there, because they won't be able to climb up anywhere the scree is, they'll have to walk all the way round to the edge and then come up here, so they'll be perfectly in line with our archers there when they arrive. And we've got 2 units of Dúnedain Wardens and 2 units of Cardlin Sentinels. Excellent defence. With cavalry ready on the flanks for cavalry style duties. To start the battle, let's hope it goes as we expect. Ah, no, they started too far to the left. They're out of range of our Silent Hill ambush, but we'll see if they're going to join in. I'm not sure that they are. Oh no, I think they are. They're moving towards us. So, oh, there's the ballista. Oh, that's even better because then Gandalf is on its flank. Speed it up. No need to go in slow motion for no reason. Oh, of course, the ballista was the army that was attacking us. I am an idiot, I'm afraid. Look at them all trying to climb the hill. Exactly as we had hoped, they are all heading to the side and then they're going to be coming up. And Gandalf is on the horizon. They won't be able to see him yet. There he comes, just over the edge on the corner there. Fearsome sight. Might as well charge those Orc Marauders, I suppose, actually. Catch them unawares, slow it down, and zoom in to get the carnage. As the Arthedain Royal Guard, remnants of an age long past, slam into the Orc Marauders. Catching them off guard. 203. We killed the captain straight away, and about 40 of them. Splendid. Right, now move away, because you're being chased. Down the hill, and hit them in the side. What are they? Goblin Band. Oh, they'd be able to kill the Goblin Band anyway. And our archers up here firing yet? No, they are not. At least we got rid of those. They're such a threat, ballistae. They're so irritating. The Marauders are moving on. Our woodland hunters stand ready on the hill. Oh look, we got Breland generals. Oh, I think I've covered that before. I believe it is Jarl Breadmaker who frequents this forum and Total War Center, where you will find me much more readily than you will on YouTube. He's recently going to start a Breland campaign, and he was asking for helpful advice. And I also, if you are listening, then I can just call you, but I noticed that you said that the Breland are meant to have quite defensive units, and that's correct. The Breland campaign is very defensive, but I would heartily recommend that you push straight for Tharbad and try and deal with Dunland if you're playing as Bree, because Angmar will be completely tied up with Ered Luin and the Northern Dúnedain. You won't have to deal with them at all. So it's much better if you push south and deal with Dunland, and then the Northern Dúnedain won't have to deal with Dunland, so they'll be better placed to deal with Angmar. So all in all, you form a sort of support relationship where you attack the south and they attack the north. And that's the best way to play as Bree. You make a lot of money as Bree. Try and make as many trade rights as you can with anyone you can. But obviously I'll cover all that more in depth in the actual Bree land
Only
overview.
half the enemy force remains.
Gandalf has lost 4 men. He's taken the Goblin band down quite severely. And the Ballastai. But we don't want to get him trapped over there with the Goblins, because they do get a bonus against cavalry, so the longer he's there, the more damage he'll take. So instead we want to reform and get a charge off. I would like all of you, please, to attack the Guardians of Carn Dum and not the Marauders. Those Guardians are our only real threat. Oh yes, our ambush on the hill has begun. Or is it just the one guy at the moment? Just that one guy. Go on, friend. You show them what for. Pew! Oh, some of the bodyguards are preparing. Our arrows are letting loose. The enemy enters the valley. Oh, look at that. You can just see the arrows coming over the top of the hill. Oh, they're getting quite a lot of kills. That's brilliant. Gandalf, how's it going? What are you up to? Oh, I didn't get my charge bonus off. Completely wasted that because I turned away. We'll worry about the Goblin band later. Let's hit into those. Oh, they formed up into a ball.
Victory will be ours.
That's not how you defend against it. Look at Gandalf ploughing through. Pull away and charge those goblins. Another enemy general has fallen. Captain Gorul. Where's the Ballastai? How many were left? 3. Enough to shoot 1 Ballista. That's so frustrating. Once we've dealt with these goblins, we'll move south and deal with the Ballista. Ah, the Guardians of Carn Dum. See how heavily armoured they are? They lost hardly any. Well, the 2 bloodlines show you how they've lost about half that they lost. But as the enemy is coming from over there, I'm going to send those in. Must flank them.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Gandalf's doing right against those goblins. Charge the Guardians in the rear. Who have we got coming up the hill? What's that coming over the hill? Charge into the flanks. Still peppering them as they walk across the valley, leaving the corpses as they go. That's just brilliant. Oh, they've glitched out. That's it's annoying that they've glitched out, but it also means that we don't actually have to worry about them. Why are you taking such a pounding? Did someone shoot you? Yeah, I think archers may have shot them. Right, so charge up the hill and deal with the Guardians.
The enemy army flees
They're
the
fleeing.
field. Pursue and run them down.
The Ballista are fleeing before... Oh, it's because the whole army has just started to flee, that's all. Look at these 2, dancing around a rock. We don't want to charge all the way in, that'll be a waste. What we will do now is prepare for the other army by moving our archers in, so they've got sight of them as they come around the corner. So, line up there. You lot stand behind, you're going to push through. Ah, Mackerel has fallen to arrow fire. That's incredible. He's died before we even have to worry about him. So Gandalf should be able to deal with the marauders coming around the corner. So does that mean the entire... Yes, they've killed the entire body of Angmarim bodyguards. So this battle is essentially
the battle is
over.
very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
Where's those other cavalry you support? Well, we might as well use the archers, I suppose. We've moved them into position. got it on time 6. They'll never arrive, but you never know. There are 57 of them. Every time it's just a constant countdown of death there, isn't it? And they've broken. And so we've got the final one, some goblin trackers. Oh, that first got
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
This is the death circle right here. This is where they've all fallen. I can't believe how well our mountain ambush plan worked. Look at the dead bodies. And almost all of them are the general's bodyguard, which is always nice to see. And he's one of these.
Ready yourselves.
And how much have we left now? 4 goblin trackers. 2 goblin trackers. 1, no. End of battle.
Our foe
57
is
men.
utterly vanquished. Let all who remember this day.
That was perhaps the easiest capture of Carn Dum I've ever successfully faced. That's incredible.
An honourable, glorious victory.
Yes, you can have my fort. I'll allow it.
We have triumphed.
Exterminate them all.
A most noble conquest.
Right, so now all we've got to contend with is the inevitable final stack.
Yes, my lord.
Yeah, I'll send a diplomat to Dol Amroth.
As you wish.
Try and get alliance with Dol Amroth as well. Dol Amroth with Dol Amroth. 3 turns till Northern Tharbad falls to our control. Bree still not doing really anything.
My lord. By your command.
Goldang, that's an interesting name. Alright, Carn Dum's fallen. Can't really train anything in Carn Dum. It's a bit anticlimactic once you've taken it, because it's really quite useless. If you are wondering why I am deleting everything, it's because the Northern Dúnedain have a unique barracks structure, so any practice range and orc barracks are completely useless to you. Same with the Warg breeders.
I'm gonna stick you.
Oh, he's made it all the way around there on his own for absolutely oh, that's so annoying. That's so annoying. I missed. Oh, we can train some Dúnedain wardens in Athelin. That's incredible. I wonder why Athelin can get... Oh, it's because it's a higher Dúnedain population, yeah. Our Skolfin will need to be a town before we can get anything out of that.
Orders.
Nimridan to Bardi Donionak. 5 turns and that'll be
We
ours.
have them under siege.
Barketta's building roads, which is good. And Anuminas, it's building the big roads. Big roads. It's building the big roads. It's building the... stone paved roads. Right, and that is a splendid time to end this video. The capture of Carn Dum. Finally, it is in our hands, and we can hold the north. 71 turns in, and Carn Dum has fallen. It doesn't look likely that we're going to lose Shadoon. Those forces there could be a bit of an annoyance, so we probably will march out and kill them in the next one. But this will be the end of this video. So once again, I do hope you've enjoyed watching it. I've thoroughly enjoyed playing it. And if you have any questions, comments, or queries, do head to Total War Center and ask us there, or ModDB, because you don't need an account in ModDB. Feel free to also drop them in the comments, but the YouTube comment system is very, very annoying, and it doesn't really tell me when I get new comments, so I have to spool through all the time. So if I miss a comment, I am terribly sorry. I also often, if a comment has been answered many times before, I tend to ignore them, because it gets very tedious just writing XYZ over and over and over. But anyway, that's aside. If you do want to talk, then do head Total War Center ModDB in the comments, do it where you like, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But for now, I am Arakir Galadirthin, the head of this fantastic submod Divide and Conquer, and until we speak again, Nevair Neden Pedimad. And fare thee well.